Do y'all see what I'm saying? So you sitting up here saying, man, God, when? It's whenever. If it's really God, it already happened. My wife will tell you, I've been waiting on this raise for a little while. And dude, I went in there today, he said, man, I'm going to give you twice as much I was giving you, and I'm going to give you another one in 30 days. Now, in my mind, I was like, man, this real cool here. You know what I'm saying? It solves a lot of problems for me right off the top. It's like a life-changing thing. It's not a great big, but it's enough to make a difference. You know why? Because I've always stayed there, even though I didn't get paid what I thought I should, because of my qualifications. But I realized that I was there for a purpose. And you can ask the executive director and my wife. I said, I'm staying here because I know I'm supposed to be here. Most people would take the money. They will go get another job that they can get more money right immediately, not knowing that if your purpose is attached to here, it's taking you where you need to go. Because when you go to a job, it's not who you work for, it's who you meet while you work. It's what you learn while you work. It's how you feel while you work. It's a lot of things God is trying to deposit in you, but you're so narrow-minded about where God is taking you, and you don't understand God, that everything He puts in your life, you minimize it. You know what? I shouldn't be working at this job. I'm better than this. Well, what makes you better than that? You know, why should you have another job? You just should have another job because you want to work another job? There's people out here making a lot of money that want another job. They make $2 million a year, but they want to be the CEO. They make $4 million a year. NBA players. Man, dude making $5 million a year, and when it comes time to renew his contract, he like, man, this ain't enough money. I need $10 million a year. Because it's not about the money, it's about purpose, right? So, and God will call the past to account. So after everything happens, He gonna bring it up to your face to see what you did with it, right? Okay. Now, however, one thing I've learned since I've been living for God, that there are casualties in purpose. See, you got to understand that all this stuff, I only go back to my brother's death because it's so pivotal for my life. It didn't determine purpose, but it was pivotal. It changed how I perceive things. It was pivotal. God will cause things to happen in your life so that you know, and He brings an awareness to you about where you are. Because most of us overestimate who we are and we underestimate who we are at the same time. So if I told you to go to your employer and talk to them about whether you should get a raise or not, you probably should get a raise, but you're going to rate yourself higher than you should. Okay? You are not as good as you think you are, and you don't suck as bad as you think you suck, right? Casualties. This is what I mean. When you walking in the role of purpose for God, it has ups and downs. You're going to meet people you like. You're going to meet people you dislike. You're going to meet people who support you. You're going to meet people who don't support you. You're going to meet people who talk about you. You're going to meet people who always telling you all that. But what's important for you to know is where you fit in. What are you supposed to be doing right now? Because purpose don't feel good. I want to talk about the parts of purpose that don't feel good. Because when you get to where you always thought you would be, it has to feel good. But my question is it's the times where you doubt purpose that God appreciates the most. And I'm going to show this to you. There are so many people in the scripture, y'all, that came so close to what they thought of not fulfilling purpose. I met Taurus. Watch this. Matter of fact, I met her and him at the same place. I went and got a job. She was working there, and he started working there. I didn't know either one of them. Now, out of all the people that worked there, these are the only two people I still talk to. I don't talk to anybody else from there. But see, back then, I couldn't tell you that he was going to end up being my best guy, and I couldn't tell you that I was still going to be her friend. But there's a purpose connected to it. Do I know what it is fully? Not really, but I know some of it just because I see them sitting here. Understand, there are people you will meet in purpose. Some of them you appreciate because that was the person who, man, they made you feel good. They helped you get where you was going. But then it's that person that you hate. And see, check it out. You don't like the person who did you wrong. But the person who did you wrong might have more to do with your purpose than the people that do you right. This is what I want to talk about. Casualties of purpose. It's casualties of purpose because a casualty is somebody that dies or somebody that's used to do something casually because they don't realize that their purpose was important. To them, it's just casual, right? You know how many people we ran into working at that job, right?
Man.
But you know what? I don't even care if I don't talk to none of the other ones. Because the people that I'm supposed to meet and the people I'm supposed to be doing stuff with, God will keep you in contact. So casualties of purpose, right? I just need to lay a foundation for purpose. So, first person I want to talk about, oh boy, I tell you. I'm going to talk about Judas first. Turn to John 6:70-1. See, what we got to understand about God is this. Now, everybody knows who Judas is, right? Even people who don't read the Bible pretty much can tell you Judas was a traitor, right? Watch this. Let me show y'all some stuff about Judas. It's going to show you something about purpose. Watch this. John 6:70, right? Now, mind you, this is casualties of purpose, right? Then Jesus replied, have I not chosen you the 12, yet one of you is a devil? Wait a minute. Jesus Christ, who knows all, he sees all, he heals all, he delivers all, he died for all. He says right here, I have chosen all 12 of you, but one of you is a devil. Now, what I'm pointing out is this, that Jesus chose to keep Judas in his inner circle. It was by choice. He knew that this man was going to betray him. He knew that this man was going to crucify him. But Jesus was so committed to purpose that he understood that if he didn't keep Judas around him, he would not be able to fulfill his purpose. He understood that everybody who has to fulfill a purpose needs to keep Judas around them intentionally. Wow. Now, look at this. See, I'm not mature enough to keep Judas around me. I want to kick Judas out of my life because Judas going to cause me pain. Judas going to betray me, right? Judas going to talk about me. Judas will steal my money. Judas will rape me. Judas will gossip about me. Judas will sell me out. Judas will crucify me. But Jesus kept Judas around because he would do him like that. Look, see, what I'm telling you is since Judas would do him like that, it made him useful. He was only useful because he would crucify him. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Judas was more useful than Peter. Yeah. Right? Watch this. Because if Judas doesn't put Jesus on the cross, Peter doesn't have a ministry. Peter is not an apostle. Paul does not write the Bible. People do not resurrect and go to heaven. What I'm trying to tell you is that Judas was more pivotal than Peter in the grand scheme of things. We could have dealt without Peter. You know why? Because as long as Judas would have died, it was still, as long as Jesus would have died, it was still other apostles. It could have been 11. And the same thing could have happened. It could have been Mark, Luke, John, Bartholomew. All these people was going to spread the gospel. Jesus, by choice, chose to be in relationship with Judas. Chose to sleep with him, walk with him, talk with him, laugh with him. He even put Judas over the money. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? He put Judas over the money. Could you put a thief over your money and you knew they was a thief? Like if I know you going to steal from me, I'm going to give you my money anyway, even though I know you going to steal from me. We are not that mature. See, Jesus was anointed enough. He was committed to God enough to know Judas was who he was and still chose to be his friend. Are you that committed to purpose? Are you so committed to purpose that you will let a person do you like that? Because you understand that that's how you're supposed to be done. That still busts my... Well, the first sermon I preached was this. It has something to do with this. Because it just amazed me. Jesus washed Judas's feet. Y'all understand? When they were sitting at the Last Supper, Judas is in the picture. Do y'all hear me? He in the picture. Jesus washed his feet. Jesus laid hands on Judas so that Judas could go around laying hands on people so that people can be healed. But Jesus was so comfortable in his purpose that he understood he needed Judas. Y'all understand that Judas made Jesus who he is. Y'all understand he's only Savior because he sold him out. Because in the plan of God, Judas was a casualty of purpose. Do y'all see? He was a casualty. He did not know that he was going to be used like that 3 years before he was used like that. He didn't know it. He was walking around. He didn't even know that was in his heart. But guess who did? Jesus picked him because he was a thief. Jesus picked him because he was greedy. He was like, Judas, I can count on you. Do y'all hear right here? He said, I chose 12 of y'all. One of them is, man, I can count on you to sell me out.